I feel like I should be having more sex. I'm a little lost when it comes to my sex life, guys. I'm single.
Maybe things happened to you when you were little.
What the fuck does that mean?
No, why do I like to just why do I like to beat it up crazy?
When you said beat it up, I thought you were talking about masturbation at first. But I thought
Make love to you. I want to fuck you. I want to do all these things.
Why did you fuck you?
Because
I just kind of think you're an awesome guy. Everything you said, it's I think you're a woman's dream.
Welcome back to Outside Voices Podcast, episode 10.
Episode 10.
We made it to episode 10, my brother.
Double digits.
Hey, that's an accomplishment.
Hey,
Congratulations.
we said we're going to do it, and we did it.
We did
The
it.
consistency is there.
So again, for everybody tuning in, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. We are
Spotify.
Spotify.
Because sometimes we forget to mention it. Tune in Spotify.
We're on our way to 200,000 subscribers, all thanks to you guys.
And I'm happy.
You ready for today's episode?
Yes. Well, one last thing I want to say is that I really, really encourage you guys' feedback. We love all of the comments. It's 99% positive, which we love and we're just so thankful for. But even the criticism of even just how we talk or speak, we love it and enjoy it. And obviously, we're going to act on it because we want to do the best for you guys. So please keep giving you guys feedback. We love it and we're listening to it. We literally read it and we talk about it.
To piggyback off what Landon said, I think one of the biggest things is you guys are just as excited if it's just us two compared to when we have a guest. And I think that's very important because when we talk to friends that have podcasts, they always say, man, it's so hard bringing new guests on every time, and my people just aren't as excited when it's just me. But you guys show the same amount of excitement, just us two, as to when we have a guest. So we appreciate that very much.
Yes. Okay. So go ahead about I know that you're excited today.
I'm excited today.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I was very excited about this.
So we have a very special guest today, and I'm very intrigued on what we're going to be talking about because I feel like my sex life is a little bit of a problem.
What do you mean by that?
Problem meaning I feel like I should be having more sex.
Well, they're going to be really wondering who is the guest and what are they here to talk about.
So let me explain. I just want to warn you guys that this is probably going to be the most open I've ever been on this podcast. And Landon's probably excited about this because he's been waiting for me to open up more and more. But I feel like through time, each episode, I open up more and more and more and more. But this one, I'm very excited about and intrigued about because I'm a little lost when it comes to my sex life, guys. I just feel like I'm single, right? I feel like I'm decent looking, right? I feel like I got a little bit of money.
You do?
And I feel like I should be enjoying myself more.
You should.
But the real issue is I'm a lover boy. And I just don't understand why mentally when I find someone to connect, when I have sex with them, I just fall for them. Why is it that my friends listen? No,
these are questions
let's talk about it, though. I know, but I don't understand why my friends could just go out, have fun, sleep with whoever they want, and just not even care about the person. Me, I'm basically wanting to be with them.
Right.
And so there's no opportunity to really have fun for me.
Maybe things happened to you when you were little.
What the fuck does that mean?
No, I'm saying maybe stuff in your childhood, you know what I'm saying? You just
scarred me?
Yeah, made you just feel differently about that, where, it's just different for you than most men.
I don't know what it is, but I truly am a lover boy.
It's not the worst problem to have.
I know, but I want to explore. I want to have fun. I want to see what's out there. But there is a flip side to me being a lover boy.
What?
The flip side is I find someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fall for them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you want to call it love because I'm not sure if I believe in real love, but lust, call it lust.
Okay.
And it's always at the 3 or 4 month mark.
It's dead.
It's just not the same. Somehow it just fades. So I feel like I burn it out because I'm the type I want to see you every day. I want to make love to you. I want to fuck you. I want to do all these things.
Why did you fuck you?
Because I'm coming from that like family. No, I'm coming from that family YouTube world. Where I'm trying to be cautious of how I talk.
Okay.
But I guess we could just be more open, right?
Yeah, like this. I feel well, that's why it's important. Okay, well, stop here. Stop.
Real quick.
You're gonna ruin it.
I'm just saying, like, it just gets to that 3 or 4 month mark, and like it just fades for me. Why can't I do all these things, right? Like see them every day, hang out with them, do the most with them, and why can't it stay forever? That's why I don't know if love exists.
Well, let's just,
real love.
Well, my troubled brother here. Well, let's not confuse them any longer and leave them on the edge of their seats here.
Okay.
I
need help, guys.
Just to say what I have to say. I'm also extremely excited to bring this person on and talk to this person. I have so many questions just off the top of my head right now. So without further ado, let's bring in our friend, sex therapist, Dr. Alix.
Welcome, Dr. Alix.
Come on, Dr. Alix.
Dr. Alix is going to save my sex life.
No pressure.
Yes, no pressure.
Ray, can you get her right with the mic?
Oh, I'm so excited for this.
First off, Dr. Alix, let's just start by saying, who is Dr. Alix, right? So who is Dr. Alix?
Who is she? The woman, the myth, the legend. No, I am Dr. Alix Agar. I go by Dr. Alix. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist and a certified sex therapist, and I have a PhD in clinical sexology. So I have my own private practice, my own private therapy practice here in LA, where I see couples, individuals, men, women, members of the LGBTQ, with all kinds of issues. Sexual dysfunction, people that need sex education, couples that have mismatched libidos or libido discrepancy, couples that just need tips on how to spice up their relationship because, let's be honest, monogamy is tough. So
why do I like to beat it up crazy? Like why do I like my sex like I'll make love here and there, but it's like, why do I love like aggressive, like dominating sex why do I prefer that rather than like making intimate slow love?
You sound like you had something wrong with you when you were little.
Does that say something about me?
No, when you said beat it up, I thought you were talking about masturbation at first. I thought that's what you were saying. Why
he
do I
also
like
does that too.
Yeah.
But.
I dabble in that field, but just when I have relations with my woman, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've always been this way though.
Yeah.
I don't really like to be like
loving,
like intimate, eye contact as much.
Okay.
I like to just make you feel like, wow, he just did something crazy to me.
What, isn't that awesome?
No, I love it.
Yeah.
Is it a problem?
There needs to be a balance, no?
I don't know.
You
I
just
mean,
can't
First off,
abuse
I'm so
her.
sorry. I'm so sorry. I was dying to ask you that.
Yeah. Well, first I'd have to ask your partner, and I'd have to see what she says. Does she have a problem with it?
She absolutely does not.
Then tell me the problem. It sounds fantastic.
Okay. Well, that's.
I mean, we could do a one-on-one therapy session,
Okay.
and I could do a sexual history. I
Wait
could
a
go
minute.
back into your childhood.
I need a one-on-one therapy
I
session.
could, we could dig into the why. I mean, there's a chance we could find something in your childhood or your past that led you to enjoy being dominated or dominating.
Right.
But why? If it's pleasurable and consensual, what is wrong with it?
Is that like the rule of thumb?
Yeah. Yeah, all sex is good sex as long as it's pleasurable and consensual. I don't care what you come to me with. I don't care what you're into. You think you're probably alone on an island. You're the only one that's into feet or this fetish or this kink. But I guarantee you, number one, if it's pleasurable, consensual, I'm going to normalize it. And number two, I guarantee you that there is a community of like-minded people out there.
Because you've seen it all.
I've seen a lot. I don't think I've seen it all.
Okay, well,
let's
Landon explain to you.
First of all,
a little bit about his
very unprofessional
issue.
I want to like.
What?
You have something you already want to get into for yourself?
Yeah, well, you mentioned how you are. Let's talk about me.
Okay.
So I feel like
We've been
my
dying
sex
for
life, my sex life right now, is not where it should be.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like I'm single, newly single, and I feel like other men in my position would be somewhat going crazy, meaning like having fun.
Like excited. Yeah.
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 But for me, and I feel like I've always been this way, I don't know what it is. Maybe you can explain. But when I meet somebody, I'm so picky to even get to the point of having sex with them. I have to really connect with them, right? And it's not just a one-night stand for me. It's not just oh, you came over to watch a movie with me. No, it's like, take you out to dinner, let's hang out a few times, me connect with you, and then it's like, boom.
Yeah.
Then when it's like, boom, and it actually is good boom, I like really fall for that person. And then it leaves me with not even being able to have no fun no more. It leaves me with just that one person.
Do you, I mean, most of your life, have you been like a serial monogamist then? You meet someone, you have a relationship, you fall in love.
Basically, I've been in relationships my whole life, yes.
Yeah, I just kind of think you're an awesome guy. Everything you said, it's. I think you're a woman's dream. I'm not hearing, but it's true. Like, I hope ladies comment on this. Like, you want me to say, oh, let's break this down. Yeah. So you're not a bad guy. You don't treat women like shit. Quite the opposite. You take them out to dinner. Yeah. You treat them with respect. Yeah. You have sex with them and don't ghost them. In fact, quite the opposite. Like, you probably get into a relationship with them. Yes. Can you please tell me please someone help me and tell me what I'm supposed to do?
This is the flip side. This is the flip side. The problem is everything goes really well. I'm about to get ready to get on one knee. But then 3 to 4 months mark hit. And all of a sudden it's just like, what happened? Why do I not feel the same for that person? I feel like I do so much in those 3 or 4 months that I burn it out. Right. And I've been trying to figure out the balance. Yeah. Because I'm the type of person, like, if I really love you, or sorry, not love, but if I connect with you, I want to be with you almost every day if I can. Right. So I don't know why I get burnt out. And that's why a great question for you is like, does real love exist? Because real love to me is when you can feel that connection with somebody and feel that for basically forever. Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's lots of different kinds of love, right? I mean, there is Eros, which is the passionate, sensual, sexual love, right? That's Cupid. Mm-hmm. And there's Pathos, which is like the friendship love. And there's 2 more, and I can't think of them right now. But so there's lots of different kinds of love. You know, people can be married and be with each other for years. Doesn't mean they're having the same sex that they had within the first 6 months of their relationships. Yeah. Sex is going to fade. I don't care who you are. I mean, someone could write in or call in or whatever and say, I've been married 60 years and we have sex every night. I think that most people that say they're having sex multiple times a week and they've been married to the same person for 10, 20, 30 years, you know, they're either not telling the truth or they're overcompensating for something else lacking possibly in the marriage. But I think that maybe, God, 3 or 4 months does seem fast for the sex to fade or for the
connection. It's not the sex.
Well, I have a question.
The sex, one sec. The sex is not the issue. I think it's the way I feel about them is the issue.
But if you feel differently about them, how does the sex stay the same? How does that not change?
Because so the sex is good, but I think for me, when I connect with a girl, it's more than just the sex for me. Right? Like I have to really genuinely have a connection outside of the bedroom because I do like to spend time like hanging out with the person. Right. But after 3 or 4 months, it's like I don't want to really be around them no more. Yeah, she can come over, we can have sex. Yeah. But then that's the only thing I want to do, which is not a good feeling for me.
Right. I think you're oversaturating yourself too early on in the relationship.
Boom.
Like if you drank the same soft drink every day or ate the same food every day, guarantee after 3 months, the last thing you would want is to drink another Coke.
I think that's what it is. And that's why I'm trying to like find that balance of not rushing it so much and trying to balance out a few days in between. Yeah. Her do her thing, me do my thing, and then come back and still miss each other.
Yeah, boundaries. You need to help him.
Well, my question is, after the 3 and 4 months that you're just like, it's just not hitting the same, right? Yeah. How does the girl feel?
And that's the other issue.
Are they like, what the fuck? You made me feel like you were about to propose next week, and now you're just bombing? Like, you just aren't.
Is
with
that
it?
Love bombing?
Is that love bombing?
Is it?
Is it?
Is it? I'm a love bomber.
I didn't want to say it. You know what I mean? I didn't want to say it, but
I don't know if I'm a love bomber.
it might not be like intentional, right? Which is
Right.
worse,
Right.
You're not,
I
like,
don't
not
think you're
trying to.
intentional
Because
love
isn't
bombing.
love bombing more like you're intentionally trying to get the woman to feel some type of way about you so that you can have your way?
I'm pretty sure love bombing is like, yeah, you're not really being your authentic self. You're not really telling the truth.
Right.
But
So-
I love
but if
you,
he's
I love
living
you, I
his
love
truth,
you, so.
then
yeah, he is telling the truth.
Kind of saves you
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
They're still feeling some type of way.
No, yeah, the woman always ends up feeling some type of way.
They must be disappointed.
Yeah, they're a little upset, a
Yeah.
little hurt.
Surprised.
But-
I mean, but surprised by it, disappointed. Like, what the hell happened? Looking at themselves. Was it
Yeah.
me? What did I do?
But I'm
The
also
trauma.
not the type of guy to like cut you off completely.
Okay.
Like I still like having that friendship with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not like a very like some guys are really disrespectful when it comes to that.
Absolutely.
And I just never been that way. And I always still end up working it out friends wise with them.
Yeah.
It just maybe doesn't work out long term.
Okay.
So Okay.
I'm not seeing any. I'm just gonna say I don't see anything on you like that's bad behavior and you need to change. I would try to like just fight the feelings of like
Yeah.
I want to see this person every day.
Yeah.
Take a trip, go out of town. I don't
Yeah.
know, do something.
Yeah.
And then, yeah,
So stretch out the spurts.
stretch out.
spurts.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now I want to get down to the basics of it, okay? So like what is like the most common thing that people go to you seeking help for?
It's a great question. God, I guess I'd say couples with low libido, low desire.
So you see more couples than individuals.
It's you know what, it really it goes up and down. So I can't like statistically say that, but or factually say that rather, but I do. I mean, sometimes I see individuals and they're talking about like I don't want to have sex with my partner. So it's a lot of I don't want to have sex with my partner. A lot of like what has happened to my libido. Everybody wants to have sex.
Yeah.
So
So it's frustrating that they don't feel
it's
that way.
frustrating that they don't. Yeah.
Is because I feel like everywhere that I've seen some people talk about this, that like one of the leading causes even for divorce is like sexual situations.
100%.
Like sex related problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you see that a lot.
A lot.
And is a lot of it older people? Is it or just it could be anybody?
Anybody. And same with sexual dysfunction. Like I've had a gentleman who had issues with erectile dysfunction who was 21.
wow.
So that's like another kind of
Pray for him.
issue
Shit.
that we think it only happens to old men.
Yeah.
So age. I had an 80-year-old woman once who she came to me because
Excuse me? Wait, hold on. 80?
80.
She was
80.
having too much sex.
She couldn't. It was so funny. She couldn't
the lady at Equinox?
orgasm. She could only orgasm through penetrative sex, not through oral sex, and like that was her big issue. And she had a husband who was old and like they didn't have sex at all, and she had a younger boyfriend.
Well, I guess you can't, disclose anything else
Whoa.
about her.
Okay, no.
But he ran into an 80-year-old woman at the
Equinox.
gym who was looking for a little side piece to give her a little bit
And
of.
she was. I swear she was like 80.
I'm telling you, isn't it wonderful?
She was trying to capture me, and I'm like, I don't even do one night stands. I'm sorry, but she was just like, listen, we're old, and I'm like, I'm not that
Yeah.
old, but she was like, listen, we don't have to date. We could just have fun, and we
Yeah.
were on the treadmill,
Yeah.
and I was like, wow.
He
I
did
was
leave with a
impressed.
number. We will say that. Though.
You really?
I thought
For
about it.
you.
Good for you.
Good for you. That's awesome. It's awesome. So there's issues around for women. There's perimenopause and menopause and issues around hormone, and like now in 2025 there's so much stress, there's so much anxiety, there's so much depression. The world is kind of a hard place right now, and all of that affects your sex life.
Damn,
All of
sex is life, huh?
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, I think people underestimate how important it is to the relationship, right? Like people don't understand how crucial it is to have a good sex life with your partner, to have a good, like, healthy relationship.
Yeah. I think people start out with an amazing sex life and it's something they don't think is ever going to change. This is something that people just do. And we have great sex, and we had great sex since the day we met. So you never think that it's going to go away. It's like, what? What?
That is true. Like, why would it go
Why
away?
would it
right?
go away?
Yeah.
You never think that, like, I'm going to be married to this guy 10 years from now and I'll never want to have sex. No, you marry your best friend, you're happy, you're in love, you're having great sex. And of course it goes through stages. So you meet someone and you're probably having the best sex you're ever going to have. Yeah. That really crazy, spontaneous, we're ripping off our clothes before we even get in the door, banging on the kitchen floor. And, then it'll change a little bit, that maybe you move in together and, real intimacy happens. Stuff we don't want to see, maybe, that our partners do. Yeah. But then maybe you get married. And then there is the literal honeymoon phase where there's another rise in sex. Then maybe you have kids. There's going to be a decline in sex.
Why? Okay.
So it's a roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster. It ebbs and flows.
Why does sex decline so much after kids? Why is that a thing?
Oh my God, you'd have to ask the women, I think.
Because I was going to ask, is it when people have kids, is that problem really more with the man or is it with the woman?
No, I think that it's stress and exhaustion and time management.
Right.
I don't have kids, so I can't really speak to it, but I just can't imagine my friends that have kids, my clients that have kids, by the time you get to bed.
Yeah. You just don't feel like doing it.
I can't imagine you feel like having sex. I can only imagine you have a couple hours of sleep, you're exhausted from the day, and you got to get up and do it all over tomorrow.
But touching on that, shouldn't both of you make time to have sex?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Prioritize that.
Prioritize. And that's what no one does. Nobody's fault. That we have way more important things. You got to get your kid to ballet class. You got to go to work. You got to get your work done and get your promotion and get this and make money, and all that's important. So we just forget about sex. Sex falls by the wayside unless we keep it in the front part of our brain and we prioritize it.
See, I feel like, I can relate to that because I just had a baby, right? So 3 months ago. And I feel like it's double-sided, right? So I feel like communication is the biggest thing, right? Like describing what you're going through or what you're feeling in that time. Because I feel like a lot of problem that men have, because I can say because I'm a man and like other guys that I know, similar situations with recent babies and stuff, is like the woman, obviously you just had a baby, right? So there's so many different things just with that, with postpartum and how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your body, what you're going through. Now, I'm not even talking about the work of actually taking care of the baby. Yeah. So, of course, it's completely natural and acceptable for the woman not to feel like it. Now, for the man, you need to be in a place where you have to know that and accept that, even though it's tough. Yeah. And that's your problem. But again, you have that problem of feeling like neglected. Like, well, I still want to have sex all the time. I still want to do it, but you don't feel like that. And that's kind of like where problems start. Me, thankfully, we don't have that problem.
So are you guys back to having sex?
As soon as we could, we got straight to cracking.
Did you really?
And it honestly turned up even more. Yeah. I don't know what happened to me. She looked at me like I was a monster.
Yeah. Oh, because she also had a C-section.
She had a C-section.
So she's still good down there.
She's amazing down there. Yeah. But also, like I said, obviously, you still have the postpartum. You still have the workflow. You still have all these things. But I don't know what it was for me. It just like, I don't know if it was the way that I feel like I saw her in a light that I haven't seen her before because she had my child.
She's the mother of your child.
So it just turned me to a different beast. Yeah. And I feel like we were having sex every day. Yeah. For like at least a long time, like after the baby was here.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's not everybody's case. But I feel like communication is key during these like times that are troubling, you know what I'm saying? Because like you said, sex-related problems are crucial. It could break you guys.
But I also feel like you found someone that you connect with on so many levels. And I feel like that's key. Like, I feel like the sexual chemistry that you said when you first met her, like, I think that is like a big thing in relationships, right? Because for me, I feel like I've seen different cases where there is a difference to where when I'm like sexually connected with somebody when I'm not. Okay. It's like night and day.
Okay.
And that's the question I want to ask you. Like, do you believe in bad sex?
Yeah. Well, first I want to ask you, like, pretend I'm an alien and I don't know what the word connection means in the way you're describing that. Yeah. Describe that to me.
Connection means...
That's hard to describe.
That is hard to describe. Basically, I guess you can call it love.
Okay.
Right? If love exists.
Has the best sex you've ever had in your life, has it been with someone you love? Well, let me ask this first. Have you
Be
careful
what you ask me.
That's a great question.
Have you ever had sex with someone you weren't in love with? Number one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say, like, I think with connection, though, I feel like it goes back to what I said. I feel like a big part of connection is, like, understanding. Because I feel like, for instance, like with Sophia, with my girlfriend, she always says, too, she will literally never deny me sex. It doesn't matter what she feels, what has happened.
You've never been denied?
Never.
Wow.
And she makes it a point, like, she knows, like, she's very, like, understanding of how I feel and what I need.
Sophia deserves a trophy.
Sophia does deserve a trophy.
And she says all the time, she's like, I would never. I can be taking care of the baby all day, and right when I'm done with the baby,
she'd be like, take me some room.
She's like, let's do it right now. Because I feel like she knows, though, like, lucky. That sex, too, for me is not just, it's also, I don't know if it's just because I'm a man, but it's also stress reliever.
Okay.
And it does a lot for me. And it also does a lot for me, for me feeling like we're connected and that we still feel like the same way that we feel.
Okay.
So I think with connection, like, you're already understanding how someone's feeling and you're kind of like reacting to them before they're even telling you what's going on. You get what I'm saying? So you're like, I already know that. Looking at him, I know he's stressed. I got something for him.
Yeah.
So for me, we have a lot of that off of each other, which kind of keeps us really tight.
I hope that stays. I hope that never goes away.
I pray it does too.
You know what you got to do? Make sure to keep talking about it.
Yeah.
People do not talk. A couple comes in front of me, and one of the first questions I ask is, "What is he like? What is she like?" And blank stares.
Yeah.
What?
Communication is key.
You don't know what turns your wife on, and I'm not just talking about like, oh, she likes to be kissed on her neck. I'm talking about, does she like, have you talked about BDSM? Have you spanked each other? Have you tied each other up? Have you played with the dom sub stuff?
Excuse me, with the what?
Oh, dom sub.
What is that?
Oh, like
submission.
Yeah. Got you.
Yeah. What do you like? And if you haven't talked about that, you got to start talking about that. And I think people have fear around that, which I understand why it's awkward, but this is your life partner. This is your person that you've chosen to spend the rest. What can you not say in front of this person or to this person? There should be no judgment.
Okay. So real quick to touch on the love topic, because I feel like for me it's a very important part.
He's a very lover guy.
I see
I'm
that.
such a lover guy, but I'm not sure if that love is a real thing for just anybody in life. Like, when I think of love, I think of loving somebody the same way you met them till infinity. And like, obviously I know things will change, but I feel like the same way you felt when you first met that person, it should still be somewhat the same through years and years and years.
I think parts of it should be, but we change.
Yeah.
We grow. I am not the same person I was a decade ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, people, bless them, but the people that get married often in their 20s and get married really young.
I got married.
You got married in your 20s?
I met her my senior year of college.
Yeah.
I was 22 years old.
Yeah.
We had a baby 6 months later.
Okay.
And then we got married a year or two after that.
So you were like 23, 24.
Correct.
Yeah. Statistically, you got a lot against you. People change and people grow. And sometimes we grow together. Sometimes we grow apart. It's just, I'm a completely different person each decade that goes by.
To piggyback off what you said.
So wait, to let her answer. Do you believe in real love? Do you think real love exists?
But it's such an existential.
The smirk is crazy.
You kind of feel the same way.
I do believe in love. I do believe in love. I think I've been lucky to be in love like a million times in my relationship.
Okay. So
you
you've been in love?
I think the better question
But
is
how do you know that you've been in love? What is that love? What does love feel like?
I want to be with that person all the time. Not all the time.
See what I'm saying?
Okay,
you said, hold up,
That's a hard
I got questions for her. It's a hard
therapist.
question.
But I want to piggyback on what you said, though.
Hold up, though, real quick.
Because
she said she's been in love a few times.
I have. And I'm married. I love my husband. I love him.
Okay, but you said the few times. So before him,
Yeah, I've been in love lots of times.
How come that last person you're not with no more?
I outgrew them.
Oh,
I outgrew them.
Talk
I was
that
in
talk.
love with my very first boyfriend in high school, Angelo Rizzuti. Shout out.
Whoa.
You think I'm still, but you think I would still be if I were still with Angela, I'd be in the same town, right, where I grew up. And like, you know, life, I wanted different things. I wanted to come
so
to
for the few guys that you were in love with, was that love the same for all of them?
No. I think it was...
Because you're a different person.
Because I'm a different person. I wanted different things from different people.
Okay, I like that.
You know, maybe when I was in my 20s, like...
What you just said, what she just said was very, very key. I think we should highlight. She just said that because she's always been growing and evolving, that you've like wanted different things from different people.
Yeah.
Because of where you are in life.
So I think you answered my question.
Exactly.
I think you really did answer my question.
Okay.
And that is, I have been in love. Like, I've really questioned myself for a long time, even with my previous relationships before my last one. I look back after, like, I was not with him no longer, and I was like, damn, was I in love or was I not?
Yeah.
And I think that we go through different stages of life, and we experience things with different people, and I think that makes sense. 100%. I think I was in love.
I guarantee you were in love. We fall out of love. It sucks. It sucks so bad. I wish we didn't. I wish, you know, we never had to experience someone breaking up with us, or we having to break someone's heart, or us having to break someone's heart. But I don't know. That's just what life is like. I believe you were in love with every one of those people, but you outgrew them.
And I don't think I'm the only person who questions this.
I don't think so.
So let me
all.
piggyback now off what you said.
Go ahead.
Because I feel like it's different for in love and like forever love, or whatever people think that means, right? Because right now I feel I feel like I don't know how you could love someone more than how I feel about my person.
Yeah.
That's how I genuinely feel.
That's
I don't
awesome.
know how you could possibly love someone more than I love her. Okay. But I give him a lot of shit about what he's talking about, but I do feel him, because the part that I always struggled with is that, like, everybody here and everybody watching, I feel like at one point in your life, you love someone that you felt like you were genuinely going to be with that person forever.
Yeah.
And then you think about them now, you're like, what the fuck? Like,
what was I thinking?
Like what the hell?
Yeah.
And then it's gonna and then it happen again.
Yeah.
And then it happen again.
Yeah.
So
And
it's like,
that's
how do you
why
not know that it's gonna happen again?
That's why I say, does real love exist? Because
that's the hard part.
there's no way you can keep loving and loving and loving and loving and never find your person.
But maybe you can.
Shit.
But real love does exist because you've experienced it. I think you're talking about like permanent love.
Right.
Like
Yeah, you're
So
right.
maybe permanent love.
Yeah, maybe
It only exists, I guess, if you guys are evolving together.
if you are evolving together. And you know, I don't know who came up with like opposites attract. I don't really get that. I think that it's so important to have similar interests.
Right.
We like the same music. We like the same TV shows. We like the same movies, right? You have shit in common. You have similar interests. It's going to make life a lot easier, in my opinion.
Okay, so
Yeah.
should we get into the juicy
Juicy
now?
Sorry.
Well, what's the
about
juicy
sex.
juice?
The juicy is to talk about sex.
Oh my God. So now,
Sorry, but this is more
Yeah,
fun
never
for
mind
me
love.
than for you.
so just
because
about,
I get to have some experience.
you get to get better. Okay.
Wait, what?
So
Hold
that's my
up.
question. Is that
Hold up.
That's my question. Is like, you could actually, like, you could take someone who's like, look, I am just want to be more advanced in the bed. Like, I want to be able to just rock a girl's world.
Right.
You could help them with that.
Yes.
And how do you go about helping someone with that?
I should leave because I don't need to be here for this.
Right.
I'm pretty good in that department. Hey.
Okay. So for the people, this is a great topic for a lot of men out there, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, so my POV is that nobody can be a bad lover. No couple can really have bad chemistry, bad sexual chemistry, or be bad in bed, because we don't know anything about a person when we first sleep with them. Like when I'm doing an assessment, one of my questions is always, so tell me about the first time you had sex, penetrative sex. I hate the term losing your virginity, but until we come up with something better. Tell me about the first time you had penetrative sex. And it's always, it was awkward, weird, it was uncomfortable, it hurt, I'm glad it was over, whatever. So think about that, because you didn't know anything. You didn't really know what you were doing. So, but we all of a sudden, no one teaches us this stuff. And we all of a sudden go to have sex with a random stranger or a new person for the first time. And what? We just expect to know their body,
Right.
to know what they like, to know what they don't like. And we just don't. So the way to be a good lover, and I'm going to say this, you know, we talked about this earlier, communication, talking, asking questions, being open to feedback, both parties. Because I know it's not, you know, a lot of women, I would say predominantly, are afraid to give their partner, if we're talking about a heterosexual relationship, in this instance, to give their partner criticism. It's so hard to say, I don't really like it when you're doing that, or could you do this harder, or could you slow down?
Yeah. Communication has got to be there.
Communication.
It could definitely be awkward. I feel like I've been in moments like that.
Yeah.
Like in the past, like it's just like an awkward conversation, and you don't want someone to feel bad either, or like kind of like ruin it. You kind of like are like, oh, I just gotta put up with it.
But how do you know? I don't come with a roadmap. I don't come with an instruction booklet.
Yeah.
You have to ask me questions, or you have to just go for it, and I'm going to tell you if you're doing it right or wrong based on what I like.
That's why I feel like connection is so key, because when you're connecting with somebody, you're comfortable with that person. And comfortability is, like, for me, the number one thing, especially for women.
Yeah.
To be so comfortable with your partner that you could discuss things like that.
Agreed. But
because
so what happens?
Because like there's moments where I'm really comfortable with somebody, and like I'm like, yeah, that feels great. You need to keep doing that.
Yeah.
You say it just like that.
You say it just like that. Yeah. So there's no doubt. I'm sure all of us have had sex with like a person we barely knew, and it was fantastic. I mean, it sometimes you can just click. But if not, I just want to encourage people to not get down on themselves, or to think, well, I'm bad in bed, or we just don't have chemistry. Yeah, you do. You're fine. You'll figure it out, but you have to talk to each other.
Yeah.
So it's not just like an easy route, or like a try this position or do that. It's not that type of way. It's more about communicating and getting to know what they like and trying it and being open to that.
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead.
And being open to that. And because a lot of times people like stuff that, again, might be a little more taboo. Maybe we're afraid to say it. Maybe you don't want to tell your partner that you enjoy having sex with a butt plug from time to time. I don't know, right? A lot of women don't want to tell their partner that
he's into shit like that.
They like vibrators.
When it comes to our relationship here, and people know this on the pod, he's more down for any and everything.
Down for anything.
That sounds crazy.
I'm a little
First
more
off, that
prude.
sounds crazy. You got me fucked up. That is not true.
Sorry, bad example.
That is not true.
No.
Well,
This man has told me some interesting stories.
That, I mean, this is to bring this up because that's false. But first off, I always had a problem with like, and it's never been like something that's really been brought into my like sex life, especially not with my new relationship. But like, I've never been one that ever wanted to like involve any type of toy or anything. And I feel like for me, I feel like I don't know if it's like an insecurity, but I'm like, why do you need that? Like, let me just let me do all the stuff that you need. Like, why you gotta?
Oh no!
Yeah,
wait, so no vibrators?
Yeah, no, I'm no.
Like I said, not for you, for her.
Like no one's ever been like just like brought it out or something. But I'm saying is like I always thought to myself, like if they wanted that, I'd be like, no, like I can't. Like it's not. This ain't enough for it. Like that's how I feel.
No.
Why you say no though?
Because
So what's wrong about that?
Your penis and your tongue. First of all, I think only what's the latest stat? Like 20% of women only can orgasm through penetrative sex alone.
Wow.
Penis to vagina sex. So we need clitoral stimulation. Yeah, and your tongue is great, but your fingers are great, but they can't do what a vibrator can do. I want you to look at vibrators as like a fun third party coming in. You know, they're just great for fun and
see the third party just
a little third party.
Think about it, Landon. Think about it. If you want to keep it going long term.
But look,
think about it.
If you're
open communication, right?
Open communication
with Sophia. Bring it up. Doesn't hurt.
Sophia.
She's never said anything about that.
And I was just gonna say, if she is 100% satisfied.
Because maybe that's all she knows. Maybe she doesn't want to give him criticism.
That's a good point.
No, because like I said, the reason why we are where we are is because we have those talks.
You talk
so
about
there's
it.
multiple times she was like, that was a little crazy.
Okay.
Like that one you never did before, and I don't think you should do it again.
Okay.
Like, don't gas yourself up now.
Like we literally sometimes have like little breakdowns of like, all right, cool, like. So like, what was that talking about? Like, how was that for you? Like, okay,
a debrief.
Like that was your best part. Okay, I need to do more of that. Okay, boom.
Yeah.
Like, so we have those talks like almost every time after we have sex.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
You know what I mean? So that's very key.
Yeah. I just think there's no shame in that game if any toys. any toys, any whips, floggers,
Flogger? What's that?
handcuffs.
Wait, what's a flogger?
Oh God, I gotta introduce you to so many fun things. Flogger is that. It's like that
You're
thing.
whipping them?
But it's.
Oh, is it like?
Yeah.
But it's not like it's like a. It looks like a tag almost. It's not like
It's a whip.
But it's not like a whip the way you think. Sorry, my brain. I can't describe it.
It's
better.
just like a thing. It's
I
like
know what you're talking
the
about.
tip
It's
is
like
more like
leather,
Yeah,
and you can
yeah.
drag it across people's
Yeah.
bodies as well as like
Oh,
gently
okay,
or
okay.
not so gently.
A spank
whip
isn't
them.
enough?
Yeah,
It's not enough?
a spank is enough.
Okay.
So for some people, it's not enough.
For some people, it's not enough.
Because I've seen there's a whole lot of world out there where there's guys being tied up.
There's of course.
I've seen the ones, I've seen him dibble and dabble with the
hell
ball in the
no.
mouth.
Yeah,
The
I'm
ball
not
in the
into
mouth?
that.
You've seen
told
that?
you,
I know you know all about the ball in the mouth.
I am prude.
I-
I still have never done anal.
I say, what? You've never done anal?
I told you I was going to be an open book today. In
I
this
love you
podcast.
for that. Look, there's two.
I'm scared to do anal. Let's just be honest.
You know what? Well, we can talk about that. I can talk about
Yeah?
preparation and stuff.
You gotta man your game
But
up, man.
these are my two favorite words: openness and willingness.
Yeah.
That's all I ask. When I often send couples like a questionnaire, and it's got all kinds of stuff on it. A lot of them people haven't heard of, but like, nipple clamps and anal and oral, all kinds of stuff, right? And you're supposed to put a yes, no, maybe, and you go back to your partner and you're like, oh, I see you put a maybe around nipple clamps. That's cool. I'd be down to get some nipple
Oh, that's cool.
That's
kind of
all I
cool. I
ask.
like that.
I'll take the maybe category
Yeah,
all day
yeah.
long. Let's talk about that.
Because that's
Yeah.
just get your foot in the door.
Just get your foot in the door.
I just
100%.
I think I need to be a little more open, but I think I just have to find somebody that I can be open with,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because it can't just be me wanting to try something. That person has to kind of be there with me,
Yep.
right? Connect on that level
Yep.
to be able to open up together. 'Cause
Yep.
I also can't be with somebody that is on that level and me not be on that level.
Yeah.
Because it won't work. She'll scare me.
But that's a journey, though.
because I experienced that and I ran the other way.
Yeah.
See,
They wanted to do everything to me and I said no.
well, if a woman
I'm
broke
not
that
gonna
out
do
in the first couple months of knowing you, it's crazy.
No.
First
No,
time?
No. They tried to. I don't know how deep we can get on the podcast, but like,
This is the Outside Voices podcast.
she wanted me to bend over and just go to town.
With that or something she strapped here?
Don't ever say that. But with this,
Well, some men, right?
Oh, with her tongue?
with this,
Yeah.
she wanted to eat my ass. And
Okay.
I'm just so scared of all
Oh
of that.
my
Yeah.
God, it's a magical world when you step into that lane.
See,
Yeah.
he is.
It's a
he
magical
does it
world.
all.
It's a magical world when you
He
step
does
into
it all,
that
but I
lane.
think-
Anal and prostate stimulation
I know.
for men.
I've
can
heard.
Be like,
I've
you
heard.
could have multi-orgasms.
I've
Ooh.
heard about that.
See?
But the reason is because that is only for one thing and one thing only.
I know.
You know?
And the stigma around it. I get it.
Yeah.
It's real.
If you're,
But
if
I
you're-
do
if you're
believe
clean,
that
you're
there-
good, man.
But I do believe that there's somebody out there that can turn me out.
Yeah.
Who's that person gonna be?
Who's gonna eat it?
So it's gonna turn me out, and I'm waiting for that moment.
Yeah.
Because I think there's things that I haven't experienced, and when I do experience them, it could
Yeah.
change the game for me.
Yeah. By someone who's like knowledgeable.
Yeah.
I'm sure like the majority of people, if you ask them how they got into different kinds of kinks or different kinds of communities or, being polyamorous, stuff like that, I'm sure they met someone who taught
But
them,
that
who introduced them
scares
to that
me.
world.
Because if someone comes to me and she wants to experience all this stuff with me,
Yeah.
I'm wondering like, you've been doing this,
Okay.
and that scares me.
Okay.
To experience scares me.
Okay.
Think about it, right? That
Okay.
means you've done this a lot.
Okay.
And I don't want that. I don't want that. I'm sorry, I don't want that. That's why I think doing it together, experiencing it together for the first time,
Okay.
is the way to go.
Okay.
For me.
I don't
Speaking for
hate
me.
that at all.
You can have that though.
Yeah.
You can have that.
Hopefully one day.
But then one of you, again, a lot of communication. Who brings that up? When there's that moment of pillow talk, like
Yeah.
when you just had like really good sex,
Yeah.
and then you're lying back and kind of cuddling, and you're like, so is there anything you want to try?
Yeah,
that
I've
you're
been asked that
thinking
before,
of?
yeah.
Sure. For men, a lot of times I would hear like, would you be interested in a threesome? That would come out fast.
Yeah.
Guys.
Guys, I love
That's
you.
so funny.
But yeah. But there's that moment there's that opportunity to really be like, well, actually.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Sorry to bring this up, but like, have you noticed she has like a sex voice?
Oh.
Like her voice is
Are you
like,
turned on?
very sexual.
Are you
Like,
turned on?
it just hit me because I'm just like watching her talk, and I'm just like, it's crazy because she's a sex
Yeah.
therapist, but her voice is actually like like sex. It's
like
weird.
turning you on.
I didn't say all that. Why are you always adding extras to it?
Make some money in
I'm
another round.
I'm
for
just
sure.
saying. I'm
Wow.
letting her know that she has all the
Thank you.
qualities to be where
Thank
she
you.
is.
Okay. No,
I appreciate
yeah,
that.
No, I really definitely like your energy for sure, and I really, like I said, I really love like even just what you do. I feel like so many people, like I know so many people watching this right now, have at least one question you're dying to ask her.
And can you please leave that question in the comments, because
This is
I'm
someone
sure
we want to bring back.
She will be back on the
come back.
podcast.
That would be cool. The next one we can literally read out people's questions and you can answer them for them.
Yeah. And I love I mean, I'm so happy when people, therapy, I don't know if you've done regular therapy at any time in your life, but like therapy period, point blank, is so beneficial, but it's scary. And then to come to sex therapy, to be talking about the most private, most intimate, personal things of your life, it's tough. And I come in hot. Like at the first session, I'll be like, so tell me about the last time you had sex. What did it look like? If I were a fly on the wall, what would I see? Are there blowjobs? Are there hand jobs? Is there foreplays? So it's for people to have the courage to come and then to be open and vulnerable and be able to talk about it. It's not easy. So, but put your questions, I'll answer them.
Okay, so shall we get to the questions?
Well, yeah, what's up?
I know you have some.
Real quick, in terms of therapy,
I'm
that you talking
scared.
about that, I feel like I've always like wanted to seek not sexual therapists, but therapists in general.
Yeah.
And again, like you said, it's like scary. But I've also had a lot of friends, people close to me who have, and they're like, "You have no idea."
Life changing.
Yeah, like it did a lot for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still on that journey of taking the time to really prioritize myself to actually go do that.
Yeah, and your mental health.
Right.
I just think now more than ever it's so important with the climate of the world and this country and everything that's going on. And again, like people are there's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of anxiety going on.
No, it's definitely like, I feel like scary, and I feel like it's like, I feel like I can speak for anybody who's like been scared. It's more about like, you don't even want to, I guess, face it is the way, or like you just don't even feel like, you just feel like just keep suppressing it. Like it ain't that bad.
Yeah.
But really, you don't know what that is internally really doing to you.
What's doing to you.
You know what I mean?
I can deal with it. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I want to know,
So let's
is
get
there
some questions.
is there too much sex?
It's so subjective. I mean, I don't think any man's penis has ever fallen off for having too little or too much sex.
Okay.
Everything in moderation. If I see men that come to me and say, I think I'm masturbating too often, we'll go through that. It's different for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, some men think from, abstaining from masturbation is going to make sex better.
Yeah.
I think
Is that false? Is that false?
I don't think it's false. I think there's proof to that. What's interesting is for every article or every doctor or every researcher that's going to tell you, abstaining from masturbation is going to do A, B, and C, there's going to be another doctor researcher that's going to tell you, no. Yeah. Like I know it's not a muscle, it's an organ, right? But the penis I think of as a muscle. You have to use your muscles in order for them to stay strong.
Yeah.
So I think that healthy masturbation in moderation is essential. So what is healthy, right? What is healthy porn consumption? What is healthy masturbation? The first couple of things I'm going to ask you are like, do you have a job that you go to?
Right.
Do you have friends? Do you have a partner? Is everything good? Is this getting in the way of your life in any real? I'm not kidding you. I had a client who, he wasn't with me very long, but he came to me. He got kicked out of law school because he never left his dorm because he was masturbating and watching porn all day. That's a problem.
Yeah.
We have a problem.
That's an addiction.
That's an addiction. But I think a lot of men, especially young men right now, are questioning like, I masturbated twice today or 3 times today. I'm an addict.
Yeah.
You're fine. You're fine.
But also the flip side, on the flip side, when I talk about having too much sex, does it get to the point where it's too much for the woman or too much for the man to where he can get burned out?
Both.
Okay.
Too much of anything. Why do you want it anymore, right?
Yeah.
But for the woman, I mean, let's talk about logistics. Like men that go for a really long time or that want sex a lot, we get bored, we get dry, we get sore, right? If you're having sex for 45 minutes, the chances are she's going to be dry and probably sore.
So what's that perfect time frame?
Oh, God. For me, like 5 minutes.
For you? Is it really 5 minutes?
No, but
Well, I've heard that. I've heard like.
I like a good quickie.
Okay.
Because I'm done. I can go to sleep. I can get worked out. Whatever.
Yeah.
I like a good quickie.
Does a quickie
He's
consist
heavy.
of you getting off?
No.
So you don't have to get off a quickie and you can still feel good about it.
I'm okay with that. For me to orgasm, it takes a little bit of work.
Does it really?
Yeah, which I'm fine with.
Really?
The work is usually a vibrator.
Why does it have to be a
She
vibrator?
said, does
though?
it really?
No, I mean, like I said, very few women can have an orgasm through penetrative sex alone.
Yeah.
But I think it's about finding that beautiful
Sweet spot
between like, we're going to go away for the weekend and we're going to have incredibly hot, connective sex. And it's going to be great. And then we might not have sex for a couple weeks or a week or two, and that's okay. And then you have a quickie here and there. I call it like the starfish. Like sometimes I just like to lie there and starfish it.
Just take it?
Just take it. It's fine. And if I don't orgasm, I don't want people to put. Are you?
Yeah. So wait.
Starfish.
I thought the starfish. You're saying like you just had amazing sex, so you're just like laid out.
I'm just talking about like my legs and my arms, just like starfishing it. Some women call it pillow.
He's asking,
but you're
during
that's
sex or
during
after?
sex or after?
During.
Yeah, so she's
so
just
you're
enjoying
laid
it.
out starfish style, and
Yeah,
he's
pretty much.
on your back.
No, it's like missionary, but I'm on my back, just
Yeah,
lying.
she's just relaxed.
Kind of
bro.
just being
I
lazy.
know, but your legs are still flat on the bed too.
Yeah, I understand what
Yeah.
you're saying. You're
Oh,
not
that's
understanding. I get it.
I'm just lying there.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
just basically lazy sex. Some women now call it a pillow princess,
Yeah.
where they just lie there and don't do
Wow.
anything.
Interesting.
But I like not always, because
Yeah.
that's not good.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, a quickie, he's good. You know, I can get some extra sleep. I'm so fine with that.
So it's cool if he gets off and you don't.
Absolutely. I think the average woman, also another stat, it takes like 18 minutes to have an orgasm.
18
Did I already
minutes.
say that? I can't remember. Yeah. So sometimes it's like
That's
a big
long
thing.
time.
Wait, 18 minutes in general, like when you have sex or when you get eaten out?
Either, whatever you're into.
So you can do like a 9 and 9, 9 minute eat out, 9 minute penetration.
You could. But every woman's different. Every woman's different. I mean, my point is, it's just we are a little bit more complicated and take a little bit more work. We are stimulated mentally, emotionally, as well as physically. But I don't want. I think as human beings, we are so quick to focus on the finale and the orgasm, and like, let's just stick it in and let's do it. And there's so many other parts of the body that we can derive pleasure from other than the genitals, and I think we also forget about that.
Question.
You're Aries, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I see the tattoo on your finger.
I also have Eros tattooed right there, right? We were talking about Eros and Pathos.
So what do those arrows mean?
Eros, remember? The sensual, passionate, sexual love.
Oh, so you're one of those. You're also a lover girl. Oh, shit. Okay. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So oh God. So is sex the same, since we're on that topic, is sex the same for a man as it is a woman?
No.
And how so?
Well, that's hard for me to answer because I'm not a man and never have been.
But I'm sure you've talked to a lot of men about this topic probably.
Sure, but I don't say to them, how do we compare that to sex, to a woman?
Because I feel like there's times where it feels better for the woman than it does for the man.
But I'm not talking about the feeling. I'm talking
Good.
about like, I feel like when women have sex, majority of the time, for majority of women, it's more of a connection, right? An emotional connection and experience. And I feel like a lot of men could and have the ability to have sex where it's literally almost like fitness.
Yeah.
It's literally like just a sexual act, and you're like, "Whew,
Yeah.
I'm done." And I feel like women don't necessarily don't have that type of ability as, commonly as men do.
To have casual sex?
To have where it's like there's no emotion at all.
There's no meaning behind it.
I would agree with you. And I'm sure that there are women that will say, what's she talking about? I can have sex with no meaning behind it.
And those are the women that we don't want around us.
Yeah,
Those
but
are scary women.
Well, I would believe that those are few and far between. We are just built differently. We are just physiologically different. I mean, even when you think about the act of penetrative sex, you are putting your penis like inside our body. It's intense.
It definitely is intense.
Do you believe? Now I'm just shooting out questions I have. Like I said, I literally have wrote questions in my notes. I'm not
I
even
love
kidding.
that.
Do you believe in monogamy?
I do believe in it. I don't believe. How do I want to say this? Yes, of course I believe in monogamy. I've chosen monogamy as my lifestyle because there are many, many other choices out there in 2025. And a lot of people are saying, yeah, I don't know if this is for me. Maybe we open the marriage. Maybe we become swingers. Maybe we go to play parties. Maybe we are consensual.
What's a play party?
A play party, they're all so different, but it's basically a party with like-minded people. Some people just go and look. Some people have sex with each other. Some people have sex with other people.
Shit, you
there's
been?
a ton in
Have
LA.
you been?
Maybe.
Whoa.
But
There's
there's a
things.
world out there. Let me get this straight, 'cause you would know obviously. There's a world out there where a couple's going to like a resort type of thing, right, with other couples, and they're having sex with other couples.
Absolutely.
Like their wife is having sex with other men,
Absolutely.
and the man's having sex with other women.
Yep.
And I'm sure sometimes it's just everybody's just going at each
Just
other.
a free-for-all of naked bodies. probably
Landon,
just-
don't think about it.
I am
Yeah.
not. I'm just like
Don't think about it.
I've heard of these things, but
Okay, well, let me ask you. If Sophia was down for it and she wanted to do it,
she would never.
what would you say?
I would say, don't ever talk to me again.
No, you would not. No, you would not.
I would say, like, you need to go to bed. You're not.
No, you
thinking
would
right.
not. No,
But-
you would not.
I would not. It's something I could never do. I could never ever imagine
Sharing your woman.
having anybody touch her in any
Yeah,
type of
I agree with
sexual
that.
way.
I get
That is my family. That's how I view it. Like
Yeah.
my family, the mother of my child.
Yeah.
This is like my situation, not like a possession, but like this is what I've built. This is
Yeah.
what I work for, literally.
Yep.
I can never even imagine any world where I can't even fathom it. It's irritating me right now thinking about it.
No, and you found someone who feels the same way.
Yeah.
So great.
But if it got to the point where things were a little shaky and you had to think outside the box.
I'm telling you right now, I'm doing the nipple clamps before I do that. I'm doing the ball in the mouth with the leather.
She's
I'm
bending
doing-
you over and
I'm
put it
getting.
in?
I'm nah. But I'll tell you what though, hey, you guys know how I get down. If it
Nasty
came
boy.
down to that,
Nasty boy.
I promise you, if it was her body getting penetrated or me getting pegged, I'm getting pegged. I'm just keeping it
You're
100. I'm just
risking
keeping
yourself?
I'm just keeping it 100 just because.
Oh my
That's
lord.
awesome.
People are
That's
gonna
so
say the
good.
real stuff, but for me, I
Yeah.
can't. I just if you like you said, it's you're allowing someone into your body,
Right.
which is just like, ooh, it's so serious, right?
Yeah, it
So
can be.
I would rather live with myself
You're gonna
feeling weird about
sacrifice
myself.
yourself,
I'd rather
yeah.
live with myself feeling weird
Yeah.
rather than me knowing that about my person and almost like maybe not even viewing her the same.
Right.
Wow.
And losing what we have in our relationship.
Right.
That's how serious I value that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll take
pretty
it to the
serious.
extreme before I
Pretty
go
serious.
that route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's pray it doesn't get there, brother.
It's never
Let's pray
gonna
it
get.
doesn't
It's
get
never
there.
Pray it doesn't get there, brother.
never gonna
Right.
get
Because
there.
I feel like my little brother will not be the same after that.
Yeah, I feel that too, and I'm just meeting him, and I think that he would never be the same. But people can separate love from sex, and some people, not all people, but there are people out there that can separate love from sex and sex from love. It's these are people I have sex with, and this is the person that I love and spend the rest of my life with, and he or she meets all of these other needs.
And do you think that's more common for a male or for a female?
I mean, that's a great question. I think it's common for both. I mean, I see couples that are making that decision together, right? That's why at a lot of these play parties and these hedonism resorts and things like that, you go with couples. They don't want single men, coming in by themselves. They want you to be, usually
because
in a
it's an
couple.
experience.
Yeah,
It's like a whole thing.
yeah, and again, this is something that you and your partner hopefully sit down and discuss. I mean, I've, talked about like going to some of these parties or opening up the marriage and like really talking about bottom lines, like what's okay, what's not okay. We're gonna go to a party. Is it okay to be touched below the waist? Am I allowed to kiss someone, or is that okay with you? Are you allowed to kiss someone? Should we have sex with each other and maybe no one else? Are we open to having sex with them? But really being clear, specific, setting boundaries, setting guidelines, rules, so nobody gets hurt.
But see, I can't imagine though. Like I can't imagine.
That sounds like a lot.
the
Yeah, it is.
couple who reaches that level with their partner. I'm sure their percentage of lasting to the end is way higher than most, because they're at a different level of just connection with their person where they're even trying that or even talking about it. Because I feel like there's people right now who feel that way, but they're like, I would never tell my husband that.
Right.
You know
and this is, you should get someone in this community on your show, because my experience is really based through the couples I see. Right. I haven't, I mean, I've done some things, right? But I haven't done, I haven't done everything. So, you know, getting somebody on who really is in it and is in that community and really has the experience, it would be fascinating to have. But yeah, what I know is it takes a lot of communication.
It brings me back to I should have asked this from the beginning. What even made you become a sex therapist?
Oh, that's a great question.
I'm so sorry. I should have asked that.
No, it's fine. What made me become a sex therapist? I had an interesting career prior. I was a dancer, like a real dancer. No offense to strippers. You're amazing. I couldn't do it because I couldn't give lap dances. I feel so awkward.
I hear dancers are the best in bed.
Well, I'll take that compliment. Yeah. What?
Go ahead.
So I was a dancer. I was a Las Vegas showgirl for a minute, and I moved to LA to sort of pursue the entertainment industry. And I found myself, number one, I was ready to go back to school. Because I was like, this is hard. This is, you know, I was like just partying and hanging out and enjoying LA, but like not really doing anything. So it was time to go back to school. And I also found myself with a lot of friends that were sex workers or in the industry. And it's kind of a funny story. So when I knew I wanted to go back to school and pursue psychology, I have friends that were in this couple, and she was a porn star, and he had a lot of trouble navigating that. And so both of them would sort of talk to me about that. And I just realized how fascinating couple dynamics were. And so, yeah, I don't know. I love sex. There's not enough people rather talking about sex. That's number one. I was really lucky that I grew up with a single mother who was really open door policy to talk to me about sex, drugs, rock and roll type of thing, right? I could talk to her about anything. So I don't know. There was just always a really open space for it. And when I went back and was like, okay, psychology and therapy, I was like, no, sex therapy is just way cooler.
And have you felt like the impact of helping people?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure every therapist has, but I mean, I feel like just in the sexual world, again, it's like a different, even a little deeper of the vulnerability. You know what I mean?
And it's, you know, we haven't really talked about this, and I won't go on and on about it, but we forget, I think a lot about, because I was so privileged to have a space to talk about this, I forget that people that were raised with specific religions and religious beliefs were taught the exact opposite. Sex is bad. Masturbation is bad. Don't talk about it. It's something that we don't talk about it. We don't discuss. I'm not going to educate you about it. But it's okay when you get married. So then they go and get married, and they're like, what?
And they're lost.
How does this work? How does this work?
I never thought about that. Mm-hmm. That's a very interesting point of view.
Yeah, you should be taught that these are your parts, and we use real terminology. You've got kids, right? You've got kids. Penis and vagina and vulva, and I hope that, you know, you create an open space so your kids can come and talk to you about it, because it's so important. And I don't know what they're teaching in school. Yeah. If everyone's still getting that one awful sex ed class. Yeah. But like no one talks about this. No one teaches you.
Yeah.
You know, so it's so important.
That's true for us, because we both have 2 daughters.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's even it's like more important than a male, but it's extremely important. I feel like that they know and they're aware of their body and what's going on, and they're not like just oblivious to the world. You know what I mean?
And consent.
Yes.
Yep. And all of that. Yeah.
Do you have kids?
No, she said no, she doesn't have kids.
No,
at a certain age, obviously.
The maternal instinct just it skipped me.
And do you want kids at all?
No. Okay. I don't have any interest in children. I think they're great. I think they're fabulous. But
So you like kids?
I like kids.
But not to mother a child.
It was never my thing, and I'm glad now that years later, it's still. I never was like, damn it, I should have had a child.
Do you have a partner?
I do. Yeah.
And the husband, he feels the same way.
He actually, I have a 10-year-old stepdaughter. But she doesn't live here. She lives in Sacramento with her family, who are amazing, and they do an amazing job co-parenting. They're my husband and his ex do an amazing job co-parenting, and I get to see her like when she visits.
That's cool.
So you kind of get that feeling of like having a daughter, kind of. Like you're that figure kind of in her life when she is there. Yeah. Kind of like a motherly older woman who is kind of like a role model or whatever.
Like her and I are cool. We chill, we have fun, but I have such respect. I think I'm still too selfish in a way. Like I have such respect for parents, especially moms. Like that's your life. Like you have to entertain that kid from the second it wakes up to like the
Very true.
Yeah, it's a lot. I know how rewarding and amazing it is. Some of my best friends have kids and stuff, and it's great. But
I have a question.
Yeah.
Get back to the questions.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. So I find this very fascinating because I've had some experiences with it when it comes to girls squirting. Okay.
Interesting.
Interesting segue.
Yeah. I'm curious on if it's possible for all women to squirt. Because the reason why I say that is because I've experienced someone who never was able to do it, and then I was able to get her to do it.
Okay.
Right?
Or she lied to you.
No, it was.
There's a possibility of that.
How did you get her to do it? Do you know? Do you have a science?
I feel like I have a little science.
Can we hear the science?
Stimulate the G spot?
Yeah, fingers for sure.
Okay.
My fingers for sure, like magic.
Yeah.
And she was just flooding. She was flooding. It was Atlantic Ocean going on.
Yeah.
And so now I'm curious on like women. There's a lot of women out there, obviously, that think they can't, but maybe they can. How do you feel about that?
I would say if that's a goal for you, that's achievable. But
for women,
for women,
yeah,
for women, it's a great question. Squirting is something that comes up a lot. I'm definitely not the expert on squirting. I'm not going to talk about my personal experience with it, but I think that women. I know that some women have control over their body when they do it, how often they do it, and they are like freaking pros. I know that some women do it on accident. So I think it's something that we know we can do.
Or maybe it's just the right guy.
Maybe it's the right guy. It's the same thing with orgasm.
Yeah.
I mean, our body is capable of doing it. But I have a lot of women that come to me and this is their issue. I can orgasm by myself, but I never can orgasm with a partner. What's going on?
Yeah.
I know your body's capable of it because it's happening.
Yeah.
So what is he doing or not doing, or what are you doing or not doing or thinking about when you're with him? Are you getting in your head?
Yeah.
Are you losing concentration? Are you not present and focused in your body?
Right. I think all those things you're saying make so much sense because from what I've heard of like the comfortability level of that person you're doing it with, of being so relaxed that you're just that open to where things happen without you expecting them to happen.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, even I'm like cringing a little bit when I bring this up, but like a queef, right? It's so embarrassing, but it happens. And
I don't think that's embarrassing. Why did women
really?
think that's
I don't know.
embarrassing?
I felt embarrassed.
Really?
Not that it's happened ever to me. But,
what's embarrassing about it?
Because you're just kind of like, it's just a sound coming from your body that you weren't anticipating.
I feel like it's not embarrassing because I know that I'm making you do that.
Yeah.
Like it's like if I wasn't doing this, you wouldn't be doing
it's
that.
It's a cause from.
If you were to sit,
you guys are like,
If you were sitting there doing it, now that's a little different. I'm like, what's going on?
Why are you doing?
Why are you doing that? But clearly, I'm like, I'm making you do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a badge of honor a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not as up there with squirting, but like still like, oh yeah.
What's the difference between squirting and orgasm? Like,
oh, now you're gonna ask me all the technical questions.
So I can answer that. I feel like.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It sounds like you never had a girl squirt before.
I'm not saying anything just out of respect.
Okay.
In that department.
Okay. So, squirting, right, is when
Yeah, I
just
know.
the
I know
women's
all about it.
sports.
I know all about it.
Okay, and from what I hear, I'm not sure how true this is, and
Okay.
I hope this is not the case.
Okay.
Is squirting? They say, right? If you look it up, they say that it's
That's a fact.
pee,
That's a fact.
Right.
right?
It's
It's
no.
a mixture. It's a
there's
concoction, right?
It's a what?
Concoction, like a mixture of things.
It's sure. It comes from the urethra, and it's like white milky fluid mixed with urine.
Okay, so it's not necessarily she's like peeing on you.
She's not peeing on
Gotcha,
you. No,
exactly.
that's a big misconception. Is
Exactly.
that it's urine?
100%.
Well, before
And
you
then
go,
what?
the reason why I'm asking that though is because I feel like, hypothetically,
Yeah.
I have the same action that a woman, how she looked, what she did, her body convulsing while the liquid was projecting. I've had the same exact behavior without the liquid projecting.
With the orgasm.
So I'm thinking that's an orgasm, and then the squirting is just because the liquid came out. Like,
But I think that from what I've heard, orgasm is much more pleasurable, and the squirting is much more.
Well, squirting
Crazy.
comes from having the orgasm.
okay,
Say it again.
You have an orgasm,
You
and
squirt
your
during an
body
orgasm.
releases that fluid.
Really?
Squirting comes from
so there's no
Yeah.
difference
So there's
really.
no
It's just
difference
sometimes.
then.
I mean, you could release something, you could not.
God, if I'm so wrong and people are Googling me, it's going to be like so bad. And the orgasm, and I also want to say this, every woman is going to orgasm just a little bit differently,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And how her body is going to feel, and how long the orgasm is, and how fast she can orgasm, and how many times she can orgasm, and if her body quivers, and if she screams, or if she's really quiet.
Yeah.
Every woman is really different.
When a girl says that she, like, oh, I'm gonna come, right, and then she came, is that an orgasm? I'm sorry.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
Ray, you smiling over there? You have that question,
Ray
right?
experiences that. It is. If she says she's
If
coming.
a girl says I'm
It
coming,
means
that
she's
is her
coming.
orgasm.
Okay,
Does
well,
that mean she
I
is
just,
coming?
I don't. I mean, I just.
You're used
It
to
is
being lied
female
to?
ejaculation.
I'm about to come. I came. That's what you did?
No,
Is that what you experienced?
Like, I'm really wondering. Like, I'm just making sure that we got all the bases covered.
We got all the face. Yes, if she says I'm coming, she's about to have an orgasm.
If she's
and
being
good
honest.
for you. If she's being honest,
Yeah.
Right.
but hopefully women. I think nowadays women are hopefully more honest. I mean, and I think men should be okay. Again, let's not put too much focus on the orgasm, because then that's going to lead to pressure. And when your partner's on top of you
Yeah.
going, are you ready? Are you coming?
I
Are
mean,
you going to come? Are
Oh,
you going to come?
Ray,
It's
why are
like,
you
oh my
laughing back
God.
there?
Ray's like,
He's that
"That's
guy.
me."
He's that guy.
No, don't do that, Ray. Don't do that. No.
But I think we
No
can all
pressure.
tell, especially men, when a woman is actually orgasming. Like, there's a difference,
I
right?
hope so.
I think every man strives for that exact moment of the, like, she's just losing control over her
Okay.
body.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
I know that you could strive for that, but what I want you to strive for is pleasurable, connective sex, right? Like if it ends in orgasm, that's a bonus.
Okay.
That's a bonus. But like, am I enjoying like you being on top of me or underneath me, or the sounds that you're making, or the way you smell
Forgot.
and
You're sensual.
taste?
I forgot. You're a sensual
Right?
one. That may
Right?
not be
Like-
for everybody, though, right?
What?
I'm saying you
kind of
describing very
sensuality?
sensuality right there.
But I think it should be like, because then you're
I
connecting
know.
with that person, even if it's a stranger.
I think that's
Right.
a level of connection, because there's times where, like, I feel like I'm in a movie
Yeah.
and I'm just like, this, just a touch
Yeah.
on my leg is just like,
What the fuck?
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow, that's intense.
crazy.
No, it's intense.
But I feel
Yeah.
like also like a man like with like an escort, let's say a sex worker, right? So or someone who's just having, he literally, like I said, is basically just no emotions, straight pleasure,
Yeah.
sex,
Yeah.
come, go home. I don't think that he's looking for those things that you described.
No, I don't think so either,
He's just-
necessarily.
You know what I mean? He just wants her to look really good and do all the
Yeah.
things that he likes.
Yeah.
And he's not really caring if she comes or orgasms. He's just
Yeah.
doing what he needs to do.
Yeah.
And he's never going to find the one.
No, but I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of men I feel like could behave in that way, so therefore they're not caring for all those connective things.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
But for if I'm, and again, because I'm a sex therapist, I don't necessarily see the people that are having like the best sex, right? I see
Right.
the people with the
Problems.
issues and the problems. Yeah. So for me, if I'm seeing, someone that's quote unquote like out of my head, right? I'm distracted. I'm in my head. I'm distracted. The goal is to get you out of your head. How do you do that? You focus on pleasure and you focus on the body and get present in your body. So if you're in your head about what's going on and am I going to come? And is he going to be pissed if I don't come? And is he going to pressure me to? It's definitely not going to happen. The more you're thinking about it, the more it's not going to happen.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When it comes to having sex in other places besides the bed, is that important?
So important. I love you for asking that question.
Really?
Yeah. Switch it up.
Explain. Yeah.
Switch it up.
Yeah.
If you're having sex in the same place every single night, it's going to be boring and monotonous.
Yeah.
So go back to your kitchen counter. Go back to...
No. You don't want to go there.
Okay.
The couch. Outside.
Yeah.
Right? Sex in public. When I ask people about their fantasies, that's like one of the top.
Yeah. What's the crazy spot you've done it?
I don't have to think.
I've done it on an airplane.
I've never.
You never.
I'm not a member of the Mile High Club.
Oh.
I'm too scared that
Why?
I'm too socially conscious that someone really needs a bathroom and they're going to be knocking on the door and
I didn't even do it in the bathroom. I did it in the seat.
Oh yeah, you could just put a blanket over.
I did it on the seat. She was sitting on me.
No way.
Like in first class, we're sitting on the first class, and she was just chilling. You know when it's dark?
Yeah.
Yeah, no one was walking by. We were just yeah.
Oh, that's hot. That's
just
hot.
something subtle. Okay, so what about
that's
you?
hot. I'd have to think. I'll get back to you.
Yeah, get back to me.
TBD.
Okay, what about you?
You know mine. I already said
What?
Craziest places.
What was the one for you?
It was movie theater.
Oh, movie theater.
And BJ's bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
BJ's bathroom.
Both when I was literally a kid, 17, 18.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I did on the hood of a car in a parking garage.
Ooh.
No, I'm.
That's
pretty.
That's pretty sexy.
That's pretty
That was pretty
scary.
cool.
Cause I feel like anyone could go to the car, you know what I mean? I know, there's no way that you're not like. There's no way you're not looking around. You know what I mean?
That's pretty hot.
Because there's lights on
the
in
hood.
Well, yeah, but it was late,
On the hood.
3 in the morning, 4 in the morning.
On the hood is crazy.
On the hood is
crazy.
crazy.
But yeah, that's something I prescribe for sure.
Switching it up.
Switch it up.
Yeah.
Take a sexcation or a staycation or what people call them. Get out of your head. Get relaxed. Don't be, just do it when you're not stressed. Find out too, do you like it in the morning? Some women hate morning sex.
I was gonna ask you,
Some
does
women
time of the
love
day
it.
matter?
Time of the day totally matters.
Really?
Totally matters, yeah. I want my partner to know, when he has the best chance of getting laid. So I'll give him that information. He knows if he comes at me probably on a Tuesday night at 5 in the morning or something, I'm going to be I'm going to kill you. But if it's a Friday or if it's the weekend, I'm not thinking about work or clients, I'm not stressed. Maybe I've had some wine, I'm relaxed. It's not a guarantee. This does not equal this, but the chances are higher that, I'm going to be open to sex.
And again, back to communication.
Yeah.
Because you communicated that to him, and then he does what he will with that information.
Sure. I communicated that without words.
Okay. We can all agree that the number one word here for this episode is communication. And you know what's cool? I didn't realize this, but by doing this episode on sex and having Dr. Alix on, we're helping a lot of people.
I promise
without
you,
even
we're helping
noticing.
a lot of people.
Just by off conversation, there's so many people that are taking in these
and male and
conversations.
Yeah.
I have a question. And I don't know how much, you could speak on this because it's your work, but I would like to know, and many people would like to know, what is one of the strangest things that you've heard or had to have dealt with in your work? You're just
you
okay,
were not expecting that.
Yeah,
it
whoa.
happens very random.
Or you never heard it before. There has to be something, especially in the sex world.
Yeah. I mean, I think one that gets people a lot is scatting or feces, right?
Wait.
That one comes
Rewind.
up.
Say that. What does that mean?
That's when people enjoy I shouldn't have even opened this can of worms.
Oh my!
That's when
God.
people enjoy going to the bathroom. I mean, you've heard of people urinating on each other.
Like the Dubai.
Yeah.
Did they do that in Dubai?
Do they do that in Dubai?
Yeah.
So I mean, so that's a fetish. I've heard of God. As soon as I leave here, I'm gonna like
come to you?
text you and be like, this one.
So you're
was
saying
the
that like people like doo-doo on people?
I am saying that.
And
yeah.
they like it.
And they love it.
Well, because
Oh
is
my
it like a
God.
dominating? Is that what it is? That what it does for
There's
them?
many reasons, which we won't go into. But there's many reasons. It's look at the end of the day, it's pleasurable.
And consensual.
Oh
And
my
consensual.
God. See, this is why I don't
So-
mess with the back of the body.
But like whatever you're gonna, that's why like nothing's coming up for me because my job, not that I'm desensitized, but my job is to normalize every single person that comes through that room, no matter what they're coming at me with.
That they feel comfortable. And all that
Yeah,
thing, of
well,
course.
like I said, is it pleasurable? Is it consensual? Okay, fine. Let's talk more about it. Why do you like it? Why does that turn you on? What does that do for
So you don't think that some things are taken a little too far?
No.
Because that sounds like
you
you're
have-
getting serious trouble for that.
Well, I feel like I wonder if like again like just something mentally is different for that person to where they really enjoy that type of world or they even are in that world.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
And again,
I don't know how much that plays a part in it.
Well, if they come to me and they say this is behavior I don't want to engage in anymore, or I want to know why I like this, that's what therapy's for, right? But again, if I say, are you having a good time? Does your partner like this? Or do you have a community of like-minded people where you can go and do this with no problem? Yeah, then I'm going to say, do you.
So
Wow, that's really interesting.
how do you feel? There's times where, now that I'm single, been single for
Yep,
over a year now.
yep.
There's times where, like I told you, I feel like I'm not having enough sex or I feel like I'm not having enough fun, right? Do you feel that if I decide to have more fun than I'm having now or have more sex than I'm having now, that it could be bad for me? Because from what I've heard, my mother actually talks to me about this. Actually, both of us, she talks to both of us about this, especially when he was in his single position, like I am now. She talks about if you have sex too much with too many partners, that energy that you're spreading with each person will basically leaving you feeling like you're empty inside.
Empty.
But not only leaving you feeling empty, but whatever that person is carrying with them, demons or whatever they have involved with their body and their
Yeah.
Comes
aura
onto you.
Yeah.
could like leech yourself onto you.
Yeah. Do you feel that it could be a bad thing for me if I decide to have a little more fun than I'm having now? Or that you feel like where I'm at now is enough for me?
I think that you should have some fun. Listen, I'm a sex positive person, right? It goes way back to Greek mythology and the Greek gods. They were going around sticking their penis in everything. Man, woman, centaur, clouds, like whatever. If you know anything about Greek mythology,
Yeah.
they're crazy. They're crazy because it felt good. And that's it. And that's why they did it. And so like everything you're saying spiritually, I get it.
Yeah.
It makes sense. But I think coming out of a long relationship, as long as you don't make false promises to the people you're sleeping with, as long as you are true and authentic and genuine and you're like, look, I'm just here to do me, or I'm having a great time, or like I like you here today. But, I think that you should
Explore?
Why not? Why not have this opportunity and utilize it? Because it sounds like you are going to meet someone and fall in love and maybe get married again because you love love, right?
Putting out there in the
He's
universe,
been-
right?
My mouth to God's ears.
He's been praying for that.
Yeah. So have a lot of fun until you meet that person. Maybe you're going to meet that person tomorrow. I don't know.
Yeah.
But maybe you're not going to meet her for another 6 months, a year, 2 years. So why not? I think that the more people you date and even sleep with, the more you learn about yourself.
Ooh. You can say that again. Say that one more time.
The more people you date and even sleep with, the more you're going to learn about yourself in all aspects. who you are in life and who you are in bed.
Thank you for that. I appreciate
You're
that.
welcome.
I'm upset because I know we're running out of time, but
Yeah.
what I wanted to talk about, I feel like we didn't talk about it enough because I think that it's one of the most important topics is about back to the PRN, right? PORN.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's make sure you got it.
Okay.
Is just that like, and actually my girlfriend wanted me to ask you this too.
Okay.
Is like, how does that affect a person and their relationship with a person?
Great question, because I talk about this a lot. So there is something out there called ethical porn. I recommend ethical porn to all of my clients. Ethical porn is porn. A lot of it is made for women by women, but just because we say that, everyone can watch. We know that the actors want you to watch. There are diverse body types, diverse ethnicities. There are people that we know they're of age. We know they're getting paid. And you won't go down like a deep, scary rabbit hole like you could on Pornhub, right? So ethical porn is amazing and important. Again, everything in moderation. I think the pros of porn, I'll start with the pros, is that it can be great with foreplay. It can be great to bring in the bedroom. It can be great to turn yourself on. I am a cisgendered heterosexual female. I only watch girl porn when I self-pleasure.
So there's no dongs in your porn.
I love a penis, but not in my porn for whatever reason. I don't know. It's fantasy. It's what I like to watch.
So in your relationship, you still watch porn? You're saying?
Yeah.
I think watch porn?
Yes.
In your relationship?
Yeah.
Together?
No, not together.
Okay. Oh, so separately.
So
you do it in secret?
Secret?
No, not in secret. She knows I do.
Huh?
She knows I do. It's not in secret.
Oh, so
I'm not going. Hey, when you go to sleep, I'm gonna go watch porn. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I might do it here and there.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're saying you watch porn to get off?
To beat my meat.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Porn can be great. It can be great to bring in the bedroom. It can be great to learn new things. It can be a great conversation starter. There are a lot of pros to it. Of course, there are cons. You can have unrealistic ideas of what sex is. I do have male clients that are young that have watched a lot of porn, and they have no idea that there are things that most women wouldn't want to do or wouldn't enjoy. They have really unrealistic ideas of what real sex is like. And of course, the addiction component can be there. So it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope for some people. But again, like masturbation, I'm going to say everything in moderation. If porn is just a small component of your sex life, great. Utilize it. Enjoy it.
Second key word on this podcast.
Go ahead.
Moderation.
Moderation.
We got
everything in moderation.
Yes, we have communication. We have moderation.
Before I forget, Ray, how are we doing on time? That's all we have. That's all we have left. Okay. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
have
I got-
to just-
So
I'm
last
gonna
plug
I'm gonna get
that.
Go ahead, and I'll bring
question,
it up. I'll bring it up.
and then we're gonna go to what you have.
Yeah.
She brought some goodies for us.
Yeah.
So this is a question I always wondered, and I'm sorry if I structured this question weird. Why are more women like prone to like doing like homosexual stuff? Like why are more women like kissing each other and doing those things? And that's more of like a easy, like it's easy for them, and you don't see like you like be in the club, girls like drunk, making out with their girl, and there's not guys just kissing each other.
Oh, there's guys doing that.
I know, but you know exactly what I mean.
Yeah,
like why are like same thing how you
because-
say that you like, would you describe yourself as bisexual?
Not any. No.
So then but you like porn with women, with only women.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's not strange. I feel like a lot of women are the same. So I
Yeah.
feel like why are women more like open to that world with other women?
That's a great question. First of all, it is more acceptable in society. That's number one. Women can make out everywhere publicly, and
And guys are like, yeah.
and men are like, yeah. Nobody really blinks an eye.
Right.
Obviously, it is society is different with men, and I think men are different. I would love heterosexual men to be more fluid and more open. But we as women are sexually fluid. We can go back and forth very seamlessly. So I think those are, I don't know. And women are awesome. We're close. We talk. We bond. And the next thing you know, we're kissing. I don't know.
Well, like I hear like a lot of women be like, oh yeah, like I've made out with her, but like I'm not gonna have sex with her. Like I'm not gonna, like, why would I do that? So I'm always like, that's so, like, that thought of me, because I'm a man.
Yeah.
It's like hard for me to understand. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, of course I made out. I made out with her so many times.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna fuck her.
You know, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. I don't know. Remember that book, that old book? We're just different. Women are different, and you know, we are close. We talk. We bond.
Well, it makes sense.
And it's not like there's not the stigma on it, like the way it is for you. If you two were like, I made out with my buddy, it'd probably be a lot.
It looks a little crazy.
Yeah.
So I see these little goodie bags you have over here.
Yes.
Can we please see what you have for us?
Yes.
Please? By the way, are those for us, or are you just showing
They're
us something?
for you.
Okay.
Like I get to take that home.
You're our first guest that actually has brought us a gift.
Wow, give it up for Dr. Alix,
Hey,
guys.
on our 10th episode, we get gifts.
Okay,
Wait, is
and
this for me?
But wait,
Yeah,
no,
that's for both
but
of
seriously,
you.
like I can take this home?
That's yours.
Like one back
Oh,
for
let
me,
me
one
see
back
what
for
I
him?
have inside.
Yeah, and there's something for your girl in there. But wait, I just want to say
this?
this. I want to say I work for I partner with a sex toy distribution company called Pink Toys. If you use my code ALIX15, Alix15, you get 15% off anything.
Okay.
So, you know, toys are great. They've got sex toys. They've got lingerie. Valentine's Day is coming up.
Oh, baby.
This is
Perfect timing.
this is a great timing episode, actually.
What is the love slide?
So that's a toy
What do we
for
have
couples.
Here? Okay.
Yeah, we don't.
What
I
do we have
mean,
here?
you can look at the picture. This is a toy for couples. I won't go into details on how to use it, but they're directions. You absolutely use this together. It's fantastic.
Well, maybe you need this. Does he have the same as me?
Yeah, he is the same.
I have something I'm not sure if I want to pull out here. I don't know if
Okay.
you have it in yours, but I'm seeing
I'm seeing
two
something
rubber
that could
booty cheeks and a.
probably help out Ray. You want this, Ray? His girl is not around right now.
Yeah, he actually might.
He
need
has a
that.
long distance relationship.
Okay.
Right, and there's times where he's feeling lonely.
Yeah.
So I think this would be great for Ray.
Okay, but that's
Okay.
a candle.
Wait,
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
you can't actually enter
That's
this.
not actually what I think you think it is.
You can't enter this.
Oh wow! I thought that was.
No,
the,
this is more. No, this
I
is
w-
a gag.
I will say that he has had the real version. I've seen
Who
it.
has?
You have.
yeah.
No,
You-
I have
yeah.
not.
Guys, you guys know
I
me.
got
I'm
it
not
as a
lying.
gift. I got it
See
as
how,
a gift.
See how I just get the
I
answer
got it
out
as
of
a
him?
gift. Don't do that to
I
me.
walked in his.
Why would I need that if
this is
I'm
a true
getting
story. I walked
some?
in his room one time.
Why would? Okay,
He said,
now
he
you're.
said,
Hey,
no,
okay.
I didn't see
Hold
it.
up now.
I didn't see
Hold
him.
up.
I didn't see him. I didn't see him. I didn't see him do it. But he said, "Look, this is crazy." That's when she sees something.
Yeah, right.
It was
You
right
gotta
there on
be
the bed, and
fucked up.
he said,
Yeah.
"It's crazy. It's real. It's so
Yeah,
real.
right.
It's so
Why
real."
would I need that if I'm actually getting some? You're crazy. If you
Okay.
think I need that, you're crazy.
You guys know me.
You
You
can
know
give
him.
that for a gift. For
Okay. Okay. What else do we have in here?
So there
What
also
else do
should
we
be
have? Oh,
there
Wait,
is-
what's the flavored arousal?
that I believe that's for her.
Okay.
She can just put that on her clitoris. Can I say clitoris? She can put that on her clitoris, and it's going to taste delicious, and it gives her a tingling sensation.
I don't really
So
have
it's for
anybody.
her and me.
Yeah, and there's also lube. Everybody needs lube. If you do not have some lube next to your bed, please go and get some. Lube is
Okay.
your best friend.
Yeah, I don't really have anybody special right now, so
Okay.
maybe do I just give everything to him, or
You
do
can
I
give
just
everything to
save
him. That is a bullet vibrator, the gold thing. That's more for her.
it? Okay. Do you think it's weird, like if I don't have anybody special, and like I meet somebody, and I'm just like, I got all these toys. Like that's a little weird, no?
I mean, I'm probably gonna bring you more stuff down the line, so like you could have a little collection.
I'm down for it all. So.
Yeah, yeah.
Give them the nipple tweezers. Give them the
No,
butt
I
butt
think
plugs.
you
You guys
can-
know how I feel.
You keep the lube and then keep that for a present or something.
Thank you so
Yeah, you're
much. Shout out
welcome.
to again. What's the name of
Pink Toys.
Pink
with a
Toys?
Z.
Shout out to Pink
Yeah.
Toys. Thank you so much for the
Yeah.
gifts.
And a bigger shout out. Honestly, this is one of my favorite pods I have done. Shout out to Dr. Alix because I
Yeah, because
feel
you're
like,
a freak leak.
I said from the beginning though, I feel like I said what you do though. I feel like is such not only unique but an important job.
Thank you.
And I feel like a lot of people could benefit from one-on-one talking with you or
Thank
anyone
you.
that does what you do.
Yes.
So
So-
thank you for coming on here and sharing your knowledge
Yes.
and helping him with his problems.
And like I
Yeah.
always tell you guys, please give our guest, bring her in with open arms, positive comments.
Please.
And again, if you guys enjoy this podcast, you'll obviously see her back again sometime soon.
So make sure, last thing we're going to say is please drop questions you have now that we did not cover. Because when we do have her on again, we will answer all of them. We'll have her answer all of them for you guys.
Can you also give me some credit because I'm the one who thought of bringing her on?
No, I will. This was actually a really, really good. I'm happy we met you.
Thank you so much.
I'm happy to be here.
And if you don't mind, we'd love to keep this relationship going.
Yeah.
Again, I'm in a position where I'm still figuring things out.
Yeah, I got you.
He's stable. So if you're open to it, I would love to figure out how we can connect.
Absolutely.
And continue the conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, guys. So that was episode 10. We'll see you guys next on episode 11 of the Outside Voices Pod.
Peace.
Bye.